Welcome to Concept with Justin. Today, we're exploring the powerful impact of intentional landscape design, particularly how principles of order, harmony, and symmetry can transform a front yard into a statement of elegance and thoughtful planning. We'll move beyond simply filling space with plants to discuss crafting environments where every element feels purposeful, contributing to a cohesive and visually pleasing whole. Imagine approaching a home where the landscape greets you with a sense of calm and perfect balance, where structure and nature work in concert to create an inviting and sophisticated first impression. Let's delve into the art of creating these beautifully ordered and harmonious front yard garden landscapes. Achieving this level of curated design often involves a careful interplay of hardscape features, meticulously maintained plantings, and a clear understanding of spatial relationships, all orchestrated to achieve that desired neatness and symmetry. While sometimes used more freely in structured, symmetrical designs, potted plants can be employed with great precision to enhance the overall order. Pots offer versatility, allowing you to experiment with different arrangements and designs. Consider using pots of varying sizes and materials, terracotta for a rustic look, ceramic for a polished finish, or perhaps identical classic planters placed symmetrically to reinforce the design's balance and harmony. To add depth and interest, arrange pots strategically, such as flanking an entryway or marking corners of formal beds. Mixing tall plants like fiddle leaf figs or palms with cascading greenery like ivy or pothos. This layering effect creates a dynamic visual appeal, making even a small corner of your garden come alive within the disciplined framework of an orderly design. Moving to the flower beds, this is where creativity truly shines, even when guided by principles of order and symmetry. A well-designed flower bed can serve as the heart of your garden, showcasing vibrant colors and textures, or it can be a carefully composed arrangement of foliage and form that contributes to the overall harmonious effect. For a timeless look, opt for a mix of perennials like lavender, hydrangeas, and daylilies. These flowers not only bloom beautifully, but also return year after year with minimal maintenance. To enhance the visual impact, create layers within the flower bed. Taller plants at the back, medium-height flowers or structural shrubs in the middle, and low-growing ground cover or precisely defined edging that underscores the neatness at the front. The result is a cascading effect or a balanced composition that draws the eye and creates a sense of abundance or refined harmony. No garden oasis or formally designed front yard striving for neatness and order is complete without a thoughtfully designed pathway. Pathways are not just functional, they guide visitors through your space and set the tone for the entire landscape. For a sleek and contemporary look, consider using large stone slabs with pebbles placed in between. If you prefer a more rustic charm, opt for irregularly shaped stones or brick pathways. In symmetrical designs, pathways are often straight, centrally aligned, and made of materials that convey formality and permanence, crucial for the orderly visual flow. To elevate the experience, line your pathway with low-maintenance plants like boxwood or ornamental grasses, which are typically kept neatly trimmed to maintain the symmetrical harmony. The front yard, often the first impression of your home, deserves special attention. It's the public face of your property and a prime opportunity for impactful design that speaks of order and care. A neatly trimmed lawn is a classic choice, providing a unifying green canvas essential for harmonious layouts. But you can take it a step further by incorporating structured elements like a manicured hedge or decorative fencing. These elements establish clear lines and contribute to the overall sense of order and neatness. A painted white picket fence, for example, can exude charm, while a dark-stained wood or wrought iron fence brings a modern, sophisticated touch. Let's now focus on a specific front yard garden landscape idea that champions neatness, order, harmony, and symmetry. Imagine a design where every element contributes to a feeling of balanced perfection. A central, well-defined pathway, perhaps paved with classic stone or brick, leads directly to the front entrance, creating a strong axial line. On either side of this path, perfectly mirrored planting beds or lawn areas are established. These areas might be bordered by low, meticulously clipped evergreen hedges, emphasizing the symmetry. Within these beds, plants are chosen for their form and ability to be maintained neatly. Think topiaries, structured shrubs, or mass plantings of a single type of flower or foliage plant repeated on both sides for perfect balance. The color palette is often harmonious, relying on shades of green and perhaps one or two complementary flower colors. The overall effect is one of serene order, where the landscape feels intentionally designed, impeccably maintained, and creates a sophisticated, welcoming approach to the home. For a distinctive and modern twist, consider incorporating decorative black stones into your landscape. These stones can be used to outline flower beds, create borders along pathways, or even form the base of a minimalist rock garden. Their sleek appearance contrasts beautifully with the vibrant greens of plants and the soft hues of flowers, adding a sophisticated edge to your outdoor space, often enhancing the clean lines of an orderly design. The backyard is where you can truly let your imagination run wild, perhaps offering a more relaxed counterpoint to a formal, symmetrical front yard. If space allows, create distinct zones: a lounging area with comfortable outdoor furniture, a dining area under a pergola draped with string lights, and a garden area filled with lush greenery. Adding a water feature, such as a small fountain or pond, can introduce a calming element to the space, while a fire pit surrounded by cozy seating can make the area inviting year-round. When selecting plants for your oasis or symmetrical front yard, think about how they contribute to the overall atmosphere. For the neat, orderly, and symmetrical front yard, prioritize plants that lend themselves to formal shaping, like boxwood, yew, or privet for hedges and topiaries, or those that have a naturally tidy growth habit, ensuring the harmony of the design. Repetition of plant types on both sides of the central axis is key to maintaining symmetry. Large leafy plants like monstera or banana trees evoke a tropical vibe, while succulents and cacti bring a touch of the desert. For seasonal interest, include a mix of evergreens and deciduous plants. Evergreens provide year-round structure, which is fundamental for maintaining the integrity of symmetrical designs and formal hedges, preserving the neat and orderly look, while deciduous trees and shrubs offer changing foliage and blooms that mark the seasons. Vertical gardens are another exciting way to maximize your space while adding a unique aesthetic element. These living walls are perfect for small spaces or urban environments where ground space is limited.
A vertical garden can be as simple as a wall-mounted metal grid with hanging pots or as elaborate as a fully integrated system with irrigation. Use a mix of greenery and flowering plants to add texture and variety. Herbs like basil, thyme, and parsley not only look beautiful but are also practical for cooking.
Seasonality is another factor to consider when designing your outdoor space. A truly captivating garden evolves throughout the year, offering something beautiful in every season. In spring, focus on blooming bulbs like tulips, daffodils, and hyacinths, often planted in symmetrical blocks or formal drifts within the orderly beds. Summer is the time for vibrant flowers and lush greenery, when the manicured hedges and lawns of a symmetrical, harmonious design look particularly sharp and neat. Autumn brings warm hues with chrysanthemums, asters, and ornamental grasses. In winter, evergreens, holly, and plants with interesting bark or berries can keep your garden visually appealing. The strong architectural lines of symmetrical hedges and evergreen topiaries provide essential winter structure, maintaining the garden's neat and orderly character. For those interested in a low-maintenance garden, there are plenty of options that don't sacrifice beauty. Succulents, cacti, and drought-tolerant plants like agave or yucca require minimal care and water. Ground covers like creeping thyme or clover can replace traditional lawns, reducing the need for mowing. Gravel gardens, which use stones and hardy plants, are another stylish and low-effort option.
However, it's important to acknowledge that achieving and maintaining the neatness, order, harmony, and precision of a symmetrical front yard landscape typically requires consistent and dedicated upkeep, especially for hedges and lawns. For those who love to experiment, try incorporating unexpected elements into your garden. A mirror placed strategically can create the illusion of more space. A vintage bicycle with a basket of flowers can become a charming decorative piece. Even an old door or window frame can be repurposed as a quirky garden feature. In formal, symmetrical designs, any such additions are usually carefully chosen to enhance, not detract from, the overall order and harmony. A garden is not just an aesthetic addition to your home, it is a living, evolving masterpiece. By layering thoughtful design, sustainable practices, and a touch of creativity, you can build a space that is not only visually stunning, but also deeply functional and meaningful, a clear reflection of an ordered, harmonious vision. A garden oasis or formally designed landscape emphasizing neatness and order is as much about the experience as it is about the design. Let's begin by talking about enhancing sensory elements, a crucial yet often overlooked aspect of outdoor spaces. A truly immersive garden engages all 5 senses: sight, smell, sound, touch, and taste. For sight, consider playing with contrasts and focal points, or appreciating the profound sense of calm and visual satisfaction derived from a perfectly symmetrical and harmonious front yard, where balanced forms and neat lines create an undeniable elegance and feeling of order. A mix of textures, colors, and shapes can create a visually stimulating environment. For example, juxtapose the delicate, feathery texture of ornamental grasses with the bold, structural lines of succulents, or the dense, uniform surfaces of clipped hedges that contribute to the neat appearance. Use color theory carefully, often with a limited and harmonious palette in symmetrical designs, reinforcing the sense of calm order. Warm colors like red, orange, and yellow draw the eye and create energy, while cool colors like blue, green, and lavender promote relaxation. Adding vertical elements like trellises with climbing roses or wisteria, or perfectly paired topiaries that enhance symmetry can elevate the design and add a sense of depth. When it comes to smell, fragrant plants are the key to creating an atmosphere that soothes and uplifts. Lavender, jasmine, and gardenias are classic choices for their calming scents, while herbs like mint, basil, and thyme add a refreshing aroma. In a symmetrical garden, fragrant plants might be used in mirrored beds or containers to maintain harmony. For a unique touch, consider night-blooming flowers like moonflowers or evening primrose, which release their fragrance at dusk, adding a magical quality to evening gatherings in the garden. Sound is an often underutilized element in garden design. The gentle trickle of a water feature, such as a centrally placed formal fountain that anchors the symmetrical layout, or small pond, can create a calming backdrop. Wind chimes made of bamboo, metal, or even glass add a melodic quality as they sway in the breeze. For a more immersive auditory experience, plant vegetation that attracts birds, like berry bushes or sunflowers, and install bird feeders or bird baths to encourage their presence. Incorporating touch into your garden design adds another layer of engagement. Choose plants with interesting textures, like the velvety leaves of lamb's ear or the spiky fronds of ferns. Contrast these with the smooth, dense feel of meticulously maintained hedges that exemplify neatness. Use materials like smooth river stones, rough bark, or soft moss in pathways or decorative features to create a tactile experience. Even outdoor furniture can play a role. Choose seating with cushions made from natural fabrics or rustic wooden finishes for added warmth and comfort.
Finally, let's talk about taste. A garden oasis can double as a source of fresh, delicious ingredients. Plant a mix of culinary herbs, fruits, and vegetables to bring your garden to life in a literal sense. Imagine stepping outside to pick fresh basil for a homemade testo, or harvesting ripe tomatoes and cucumbers for a refreshing summer salad. Berry bushes, citrus trees, and even edible flowers like nasturtiums or pansies can add both beauty and flavor to your outdoor space. Another area worth exploring is seasonal adaptability. A well-designed garden should remain beautiful and functional throughout the year, offering something unique in every season. In spring, focus on early bloomers like daffodils, tulips, and crocuses. These flowers bring vibrant color to your garden after the dullness of winter. Pair them with shrubs like forsythia or magnolia, which produce striking blossoms. Spring is also an excellent time to refresh your garden beds with compost or mulch and begin the season's meticulous hedge and lawn care to maintain that neat, orderly appearance to prepare for the growing season ahead.
Summer is all about lush greenery and bold, colorful blooms. Roses, hydrangeas, and sunflowers thrive during this time, creating a vibrant display. Incorporate shade structures like pergolas or umbrellas to make the space comfortable during hot days, and consider adding outdoor fans or misters for cooling. Summer is also the season for outdoor gatherings, so ensure your seating areas are well equipped with comfortable furniture and decorative cushions. The perfectly balanced forms and neatness of a symmetrical front yard are at their most lush and impressive during this season. In autumn, the focus shifts to warm, earthy tones. Chrysanthemums, asters, and ornamental grasses can bring rich reds, oranges, and yellows to your garden. Add decorative elements like pumpkins, hay bales, or lanterns to celebrate the season. Autumn is also a great time to plant bulbs for spring, ensuring your garden is ready to bloom when the weather warms up again. Winter, though often overlooked, can be just as beautiful as the other seasons. Evergreens like pine, spruce, and holly provide structure and color when other plants have gone dormant. Add interest with plants that have unique bark, like birch or red twig dogwood, or those that produce berries, like winterberry. The strong architectural lines of the symmetrical hedges and any evergreen topiaries become the defining features of the winter landscape, showcasing its enduring order and neatness. String lights and candles can add warmth and charm, transforming your garden into a magical winter wonderland. Thank you for joining us today on Concept with Justin. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and share it with your friends. And of course, subscribe to Concept with Justin for more design inspiration. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.